See, if you talk Bible, see Noah's what you call, this one ark. You talk about the Bible, you can see a small what you call glimpse of Mahabharata. Like he was so specific about. I don't know actually how many people have read Bible here. See, every specific details of an ark is mentioned here. So similarly, this epic also has every aspect of life. Agriculture, what is the agriculture, what is the seeds, what is the, all those things are mentioned in certain parts. So, this much of what you call detail, I don't think actually we will come across very few across the world. So, what he has done is actually, he is very thoroughly researched and produced it. So which definitely have some kind of validation. Which, see, you will believe it when you read it. You will realize it. See, there are illogical things. I'll come to that actually. But you'll feel it is logical when you read it. So again, I don't know why he looked at Bhimsena as a character, because maybe actually it's he wanted to off latent plan, because everybody has talked about Karna, everybody talked about Arjuna, everybody talked about Krishna, everybody talked about Yudhishthira. So because he is the moral ultimate. So people have talked about all these characters. Of course, not about Nakul and Sahadev too much, but all other characters have been once in a while somebody will take it out and come out with their own perspective. But nobody has touched Bhimasena in depth. Okay, Bhimasena always came as a brainless, big what you call tell you in modern perspective, goon kind of guy. Go kill him, he is a go-eater. But nobody has thought about his what you call feelings or his emotions. Now I don't know why MT has looked at subtle Bhimsena, but what I experienced after reading this class is a complex clash of concepts with logic, and throughout the novel, unknowingly, you become Bhimasena and starts loving each of his thoughts to you. With an inexplicable emotional bonding and an inebriated wish to vent the anger felt inside his heart. I would like to conclude my introduction of this classic by quoting 3-4 scenarios for understanding the broad and intense description of the feelings of Bhimasena, the ever-humiliated winner, who is sidelined either at the glorification of morals of his elder brother Yudhishthira or by the charisma created around his younger brother Arjuna. So, scenario 1, I'll just take one particular portion of it. See, children of both the clan, that is both Kaurava and Pandava, go for hunting as part of their curriculum activity. That is not not to go and just like that hunt. They will only have very few what you call weapon with them, but to know what is actual hunting. Somewhere all these servants and other people will be actually hunting. These people will look into it. So once in a while they may get a chance. But initially they were not allowed. But this is continuous subject. Every week or every particular period they are supposed to go and do this. And one of these outings, Arjuna gets a black buck as his prey, and he is being felicitated by everyone. That is his first prey in his life. On their way back, and Bhima also felt proud of his brother. On the way back, Bhima walks alone, enjoying the sounds of the birds, and suddenly he comes across a single wild boar, which aims at him and runs towards him. Like that. He takes out the spear. He had only a dagger and a spear. So he takes out the spear and keeps it ready. Through his lightning thoughts, Bhimasena realizes that he had no option left other than facing it head on. And when he kills the animal with his raw power, he gets scolding instead of appreciation from Yudhishthira. With a pinch of humiliation of being, brainless. Who asked you to walk alone? Who asked you to walk on in the back? And and even if you were, when the boar is coming, are you mad to stand in front of that? You should have jumped over to a tree or something nearby. So this is the kind of thing. And don't tell it to mother. Mother will be angry about it. See, here what he feels is, when that fellow had a complete safety of everything, and he aimed and he killed the blackbird, which is innocent and which is not a wild one at all, very very calm. This one, he gets all the felicitation. Yeah, you have done well, and it is your first prey, all that one. And they say you have to go and do a sacrifice. So that means the first sacrifice you have to give. So all this one they tell. And when I faced my life situation, I boldly, dealt with it, and I came out winning as a winner, and I am getting all bashment. So this is the humiliation which is described all over. And another funniest part in this particular incident is, he actually thanks this instead of going low on morale, the incident actually boosted his confidence, and he thanked his angel father, the wind, for giving him power in his hands and saved all his anger for his future enemies. He had his anger, but he saved it for his future enemies. And the other funniest thing is, later Bhimasena laughs at the irony when he gets appreciation from his proclaimed enemy, Duryodhana. When he goes back, Duryodhana appreciates him. Instead of his brothers for single-handedly killing an angry wild boar. Duryodhana comes and appreciates. You really great all the time. But after that he takes him for a ride. But when he gets the appreciation, he was laughing at himself. Hey, come on. My brothers were supposed to admire me. Instead I am getting it from an enemy.